समुपासिता मदम्पास्य मया महान्तस् तीर्थानि चास्तिक धिया नहि सेवितानि देवार्चनं च विधिवन् कृतं कदापि तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम भूतनाथ तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम भूतनाथ तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम भूतनाथ।
Jai Ma, Jai Baba Bhoothnath ji. We are listening about the great saintly life of my Gurudeva Baba Bhoothnath, whom I met in Bombay first, and what a beautiful meeting it was. And I have described in detail what all happened during that meeting. In that meeting, he had foretold my future a bit, and he has said the colleges, the engineering colleges where I had applied, I will not be getting admission there. And after 1 month, I'll be getting a call letter. Anyways, when he said those words, I was like, I didn't believe him, because I thought he doesn't know about the admission procedure. And secondly, I had my own pride. I was a very bright student. In those times, in my PCM score was 97% and my aggregate score was 90%, and I was a national merit scholarship holder. And so you have a pride that, okay, I will get in one of the best colleges. So I only applied in 4 of the best colleges of Bombay because I didn't want to go anywhere else. And I was very hopeful I will get there. So, but now the story goes on. I met Babaji. Babaji professed this, and I didn't believe him. Babaji left to Lucknow, and time passed by. Few weeks later, the colleges put their admission list whom they have accepted. I went there. I don't see my name in any of the acceptance list. I was a little dejected. Then I saw some people around me. They had very less marks than me and they got it. And I asked them, how did you guys get it? And they were like, oh, we are in reservation quota. For first time in my life, I came to know about a reservation quota, which was a special privilege given to certain caste in our Indian constitution. All right, whatever Indian constitution have decided, but I hoped that in the next acceptance I will get it. Now the college, after a few weeks, the college put the next admission list, and I was not there too. The third one was given out, I was not there too. And after that, the colleges closed their admission, and I was in none of that list. And I had no option but to apply for a lesser course, which was BSc, and I applied that. But during that period, I used to go to college. I was very, very, very depressed, thinking that I have worked so hard, got such high marks, but I couldn't get, and a person who has lesser marks than me got into the college, and I couldn't get it, and it was very saddening. Then people started telling me, consoling me, saying, oh, you're a bright student, next year you prepare for IIT, you will get it. I'm like, I will prepare for everything, but I am kind of upset that I'm losing. First of all, open category, there is a lot of competition, and then I'm losing against reservation category also, and it is very sad that we worked so hard, and with such high marks also I didn't get it. I was very down, demoralized, highly demoralized. I was going to the college, but it was very evident from my face that I had least interest in studies at that moment of time. Kind of frustrated. My father saw my state of mind. He understood. And one day he said, come on, let's go out for a walk. And we both were walking on the road, and then he said, what's wrong? Are you okay? I said, I'm just not okay. I'm done with everything. I'm not liking it. I worked so hard. Now I have to study 1 year for BSc, then again apply for IIT, go through the whole, tension again, go to the whole stress again. I'm just not prepared, and I don't feel like doing it anymore. My father said, so what? Indian constitution has given privilege to certain section, but for people like you, there is another constitution, the constitution of Ma Kamakhya. So do not worry. There was a reason why Ma Kamakhya sent Baba Bhoothnath ji to you. You met him just a few weeks ago, just few days ago. And didn't he say that you are not going to get admission and the call letter is going to come? I said, Papa, do you realize all the admissions have been closed? There is no such thing called call letter which is going to come again. Papa said, if Baba Bhoothnath ji has told you, he has come here, he told you that this is going to happen, so it will happen. Just wait patiently. I'm like, okay, we'll see. What else do I have to do now? Just wait. And a week later, you won't believe, there was a call letter from one of the colleges. I open it excitedly, and then I see that they have called me to take admission in machine tools engineering. In those times, I had applied for electronics engineering, that was my choice, but they called me for machine and tools engineering. And I told my father, Papa, I don't want to go to machine and tools, what will I do there? Papa said, you remember what Babaji told? That you will not be getting the field of your choice, but I will talk to Kamakhya and you just take whatever you're getting and slowly I will move you there. So my father says, your plea has gone to the constitution of Ma Kamakhya. So don't worry, trust. It's in Babaji's hand now. Just take machine and tools. I'm like, okay, reluctantly I applied. I got the admission. The first year I went only trusting Babaji's word that so far the prophecy has come true. Hopefully I will move to electronics or whatever it takes. Next year I'll change my field. And next year, by Babaji's blessings, I didn't have to do anything. The college themselves, they put me into electronics engineering, and this is how I completed my engineering college. I got my degree. So this was a little story I had to tell about Baba Bhoothnath ji, to tell how he could predict things like this. To me, he did this, and those people who had come along with me, everybody he had predicted something or the other. And every prophecy had come true. This was my first experience to see such a person. And I was very blessed. And as I told you, he was always there with me. Many years later, all this happened when I was 17 years old, and then slowly time passed, and 1 year later, Babaji was not there. He had left his mortal frame. And but his presence was always felt. I grew up in a strong tantric background. My father was a tantric guru. I worshipped Ma Lalita throughout my life, and then slowly at around age 24-25 I was introduced to Krishna. I was introduced to Bhagavad Gita, and during that time the Krishna preachers who used to teach me, some of them came to my house and they saw Baba Bhoothnath ji's pictures, they saw all the yantras, they saw all the devis, and they are like, no, now you have surrendered to Krishna, you should leave the other gods. You should not keep pictures of all these gurus in here, you don't need to. And I said, that is not possible. You have no idea whom I have met. Maybe you have faith in your gurus, but these are my gurus. From childhood, they have molded me. And I cannot throw these pictures away. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And they were like, no, but you are surrendering to Krishna, so you don't have to worry. I said, this is not our dharma, this is not us. So certain preachers, our Sanatan Dharma has not taught us to disregard anybody. But certain preachers, they have come from the West, even though they brought this teachings of Krishna to our country, but they brought it with a Christian flavor on it. The way Christianity says, only one God, one Bible. So they try to do the same thing to Krishna, only one Krishna, only one Gita. But no, we are not from that background. We are from Sanatan Dharma, where we are worshipping different gods, different things. So it takes time for us to understand. And not just one guru. We are exposed to many gurus from childhood. And we have seen saints whom you have just heard and read in the books. I have seen them. I have been in their company. So it is not possible for me. Accepting Krishna does not mean rejecting everybody. I accept everybody. So that was my thing, and it was a little bothering to me, and thankfully I always had my father who would always clear my doubts. So I went to my father and I told him about this thing that is happening. And he's like, it's good that you are understanding about their philosophy, but you know what is Babaji's life? How many gurus he had? How did he do his sadhana? Did he directly go to Kamakhya? Whom all he met? You should know about that. Read about Baba Bhoothnath ji. And then I started that. Another question that came in my mind was, at that time there was a big scandal about a great guru in our country. And that scandal was very saddening because he had many followers, and he was very impressive in his beginning years. And when he used to speak, even we were all impressed by the way he spoke, his mannerisms, everything was very impressive. And later when he turned old and he was caught in some scandal and then he was in jail, he was put to jail, so many of the followers were hurt. So I went to my father and I asked my father that so many followed him blindly, and he was nice in the beginning, later on he fell down. What happens to the followers? They believed in a cheater. Now the followers will also go to hell. What will happen? My father said no. The followers, because they had a faith in a guru. Guru is not a physical body. Guru is a guru tattva. That person who cheated them as a guru will get punished for that by nature. But this sincere sadhak, this sincere devotee who didn't know about this, but still he respected, still he followed the mantras. So those mantras are powerful by themselves. They are governed by the greatest Guru Tattva, Lord Shiva. So the follower's faith and the mantra's power and Lord Shiva, he will protect these followers. And the person who acted as a guru and then cheated the followers, he will be punished badly. So this is how the law will go on. And you don't have to worry. You must read the biography of Bhoothnath, Bhoothnath's guru, Kamakhya, who gave him the Kamakhya mantra. How he actually did some tricks on him and stole his money and stuff like that. But still, Baba Bhoothnath ji, he took the mantra from him and then he went to Kamakhya Mandir, practiced the mantra, and then he had darshan of Ma Kamakhyas, that Kamakhya was always with him. So his guru was not up to the standard in his character, but Baba Bhoothnath ji was the highest in his character as a disciple. You're getting my point? Disciple has to have his own faith, his own character. It's your hard work. And Baba Bhoothnath ji was exactly the same. And he reached to that point, highest in his sadhana realization. Even though his guru, stole his money and things like that, will come in the future, in the upcoming videos, when I will talk about his Kamakhya journey. But even before reaching to Kamakhya, Baba Bhoothnath ji had many gurus. So that thing where when I met the Krishna people and they said, no, you have to have only one guru. No, you should not have any other gurus. No, this is not how it is. In Sanatan Dharma, we are having many gurus. We learn from many gurus. It's like going to schools. In first grade in primary and elementary school, you learn from elementary teachers. Then you graduate to secondary school. You learn from secondary school teachers. You graduate to, higher. You want to get a PhD degree. You go to those teachers. It's up to your sadhana level how you want to go. But when you go higher and higher, you don't say, oh, my primary school teacher does not know anything. My elementary school teacher does not know anything. Oh, if they didn't have worked hard on you, you would not have gone to the graduate school now. So same way in sadhana. In the beginning years, you will meet some teachers. You learn from them. You graduate. Your thirst will go on. And then you might meet somebody else. And then your thirst will go on. You might meet somebody else. In the end, when you're prepared enough, there will come a point when you are at the point of realization. And when you realized everything, you will see that all those gurus in the past who helped you, some of them might have been fake also. Even in that fakeness, you have learned something. All that was being guided by the greatest Guru, Lord Shiva. So the Guru Tattva is in everything. So that's how you understand. So I was like, okay, I was very inspired by my father's teachings and I read about Baba Bhoothnath ji's life, which I am going to start telling you guys now. So Baba Bhoothnath ji, he was born in Bihar. His father's name was Pandit Satyanarayan Shastri and his mother's name was Gulpati Devi. He was born on January 1st, 1899 and we are in 2022. So this is a long story. So he was born in 1899. And when he was born, he was a very, very cute little baby. But at that night, they were in a small village. Okay, so in that village, some robbers came and they robbed the people there in the village. So in the morning when people came to know there was a robbery, so the parents thought, oh my God, God knows if this child is lucky or not. But one thing I wanted to mention, the parents were not having a child for a long time. So to just get a son, they prayed to Ma Kali. And after the praying to Ma Kali, Ma Gulpati became pregnant and then Babaji was born. So on the day of his birth, when the robbery happened in that village, people were saying, oh, maybe it's unlucky. But the mother said, no, I have prayed to Ma Kali and that's why this son has come. So he will not be unlucky, I know for sure. So the parents were very confident. And in that season, because it was a village, there were crops. The crops yield, it increased 3 times. People had enough of grains and then they realized, oh my God, this baby is very, very lucky. After he came, we got so much of yield. The harvest is very good. So much crops, so much grains. That means a lot of wealth and prosperity coming in. So they were very happy. Then he started growing up. Same when he was like a little less than a year old, maybe 8 or 9 months. At that time, there was a pandemic called plague. When plague happened, there were many people dying. So the mother decided that, okay, I'll take the baby to my maternal place. And they took the baby to the maternal place. Now, when he was living there, there was an earthquake. So when the earth started shaking, these people, everybody in the house, they were living in a 2-storied house. Everybody in the house came out and they took the baby out. And they all stood in front of them. The house, it crumbled into pieces. The house crumbled, but every member of the house, nothing happened to them. All were safe and sound. So they felt very happy that maybe because of the baby, we are all very happy. And Mother Ma Gulpati lived in that house for some time. During that time, one of his uncles came. Baba Bhoothnath's uncle came. And Baba Bhoothnath's uncle was a astrologer. And he looked at Babaji's feet. In those times, they would look at, some of the astrologers could look at the feet and the markings on the feet. And by seeing the markings on the feet, they could tell what the kid will become in the future. So this uncle, he looked at Babaji's feet and there he saw a mark of a chakra, a wheel. And uncle said, this child, he has the mark of a wheel. He will not stay at one place. And he is a divine child. Mostly he will become a yogi. He won't stay at one place and he'll be guiding many, many people in the future. The parents also showed this, his horoscope to other astrologers, and they also prophesied the same thing, that this child will not be an ordinary child. He will be going all across India and will be guiding many, many people. He is a divine child. After this, the parents were happy. The mother came with the baby back to home, back to their own native place. Babaji started growing up. As he grew up a little more and he started understanding the world, he was very compassionate. If he saw any poor person, hungry person, he would give them money, he would give them food. If he saw anybody lacking clothes, he would go and get clothes for them. And he grew a little more, and then he had this inborn talent of prophesying, of telling their future. So many of the people from the native village and far off villages would come to his place, knowing that, oh, this child can tell the future, and they would just line up in front of his house to know about their future. So this Siddhi, Babaji already had it by birth from his past life. This way he was growing up as a teenager, and then his father got a job in another country called Bhutan. It's a neighboring country. So Bhutan, Nepal, these are all border countries of India. His father got this job in Bhutan, and then he went there and he called Baba Bhoothnath ji and he called the mother also. So they were staying in Bhutan. In Bhutan, Babaji went to school, and one day he just didn't like school at all, disinterested completely. And because he found that the studies were like not up to his level of understanding, he was very highly intelligent, and school studies were boring. normal case. But one day what happened is, his teacher, he was teaching, and his teacher used to teach them a lot of good things about good saints like Saint Samarth Ramdas or Buddha or Mahavir or Ramakrishna Paramhans. Babaji grew up listening to their stories, and Babaji liked only two letters was his favorite, Ra and Ma. Ra is for Ram and Ma is for Ma. And he used to all the time meditate in solitude, even as a kid. Meditate on the mantra Ram, 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 or he used to meditate on Ma, 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 Ma. That was his nature. One day, there was another kid in the school who was very naughty. He performed some mischief, and he blamed Babaji for that. The teacher came. Instead of checking out the truth, the teacher was angry, and he punished Babaji for that. Babaji was very sad. Babaji came home and he kept thinking that how is this teacher? He did not even want to know the truth, and he punished me. I am not going to go to the school anymore. I am not interested in people who support lies, and I am accepting them as teacher. I don't want to. And he kept on thinking in his mind that I have to find the ultimate truth. As being told by Ramakrishna Paramhans or Buddha or Mahavir, I actually want to know the truth now, the higher truth, and nothing else less than that. And for that, probably I will have to leave my home. I want to go to Ma Kamakhya's place. She is my mother. I will go to her. And he decided I will leave the house. So that day, at 4:30 p.m., Babaji left the house. The sun was about to set, indicating that this little child's past life, the home life, the family life is almost about to set, and he's going to begin on a new adventure, and a new dawn is going to begin, and he's going to become as shining bright as the sun. Babaji left the home. At that time, he was only 11 years and 3 months old. So small, 11 years, 3 months old. He left his home and he kept walking. He wanted to go towards Darjeeling, from Bhutan to Darjeeling. It was very far. Remember, in those days, there are no cars like today. Not even connectivity is good. So most of the places you will have to walk. So he kept walking. He was just a little kid. From 4:30 p.m. he started walking. In the beginning, it was very nice to see the mountains, to see the water streams, and to see the jungle. It was very fun. But slowly the sun set completely and it was dark. And now he's hearing all those animal voices. And he was scared a bit. Where is he come? And it started becoming cold. He was shivering. He didn't know what to do. And then hunger. He was like, what do I do now? He started praying to Ma. He kept walking, and then while he was praying to Ma, hungry, and he saw a sound, he heard a sound coming of some bells. So he guessed that maybe there's a temple somewhere nearby. And then he approached near, and then he saw some light over there, some fire burning. And he went closer, and there he saw that there was some few sadhus sitting there. It was an ashram of Baba Sant Ramdas. He went there and he said, Babaji looked, oh, there's an 11-year-old kid who has come at this hour. Babaji said, who are you? Why have you come? And he said, I have come in the search of Ma Kamakhya. And I have come way far from my home and I'm very hungry. Can you give me some food? Babaji said, you have come to a sadhu's place. I'm sorry, my kid. At this hour, we can't give you anything. Because we only cook once a day. So today you can't have anything. I have water, I will give you. But yes, you can rest. So Baba gave him water, and then Sant Baba Ramdas gave him water. Baba Bhoothnath drank the water that night and took the shelter of that ashram and slept there the whole night. In the morning, he woke up and then he saw the Babaji crowd there. And then what happened next, we will discuss in the next video. Jai Ma, Jai Gurudev.